Yo, what is up, Raider Nation? It's your boy, Some More Raider, back at it again with another episode of Nation News. And today we got a couple of news going on. First up, Trent Brown, Lamarcus Joyner, and Theo Riddick have been activated off of the COVID/reserve list. Clelin Ferrell also has been practicing and might be returning this week. Who knows? And Malik gets placed on short-term IR. All of that and a little bit more on this episode of Nation News.
And you tell them one thing, just win, baby.
So first bit of Nation News, it looks like we might be getting our right tackle right back, but there's a little catch to it. The Raiders just activated Trent Brown, Lamarcus Joyner, and running back Theo Riddick off of the COVID/reserve list, and they all returned to practice today. But the biggest name here is Trent Brown. We all know Trent Brown has been struggling so far this season, and he basically hasn't played all season. He only played one full game, and in the first game, he only played 3 snaps. That's 73 total snaps this whole season. For a guy that's getting paid a lot of money, it's kind of sad, and I know the frustration with a lot of Raider Nation, because me as well, I have been frustrated as well not seeing Trent Brown on the field, because when he's on the field, he's an elite talent. He's an elite right tackle, but Sam Young has been doing a solid job in his replacement so far this season, but hopefully we can have him back soon enough. Now, the only time Trent Brown has played a full game this year has been against the Kansas City Chiefs and Arrowhead, but you guys know what happened in that game. We beat the Chiefs, and we looked solid out there, and Trent Brown was nothing less than elite out there. He held up his own, but since that game, he has not played any games since then. I know he's been having a lot of struggles, and ever since that game, he has been on the IR list. He has been on the COVID list, so on and so forth. 50% of Raider fans are just frustrated with him and are saying that Trent Brown is AB 2.0, and the other half is like, yo, let's be patient, man. He's one of the best. I mean, he can't control getting COVID or being injured, and rightfully so. I'm right in the middle. I mean, I could be kind of frustrated with Trent Brown, but then I understand that all of these are not his fault, man. So hopefully he can come back soon. Ian Rapoport did confirm that Trent Brown returned to practice today, which is good news. On top of that, Clelin Ferrell and Lamarcus Joyner. But here's where the catch lies. Even though Trent Brown returned to practice, John Gruden said that he might not even play this week against the Jets. John Gruden stated, Brown did participate in individual periods, which is a good sign. Gruden also said, I don't believe he's going to play in this game, but hopefully we can start talking about him returning to the lineup soon. So that means we could possibly see Trent Brown return next week. It's a good thing that he did get activated this week, but he most likely won't be playing. I know the Raiders don't want to rush him back if he's not feeling well, if he's not up to par, or even 100%, which is okay. We're going to be playing the New York Jets, so we probably won't even need him. But I want to get something straight. I know it's any given Sunday, and I know we need all of our pieces out there, but just like Josh Jacobs, we don't want to rush these players back if they're not at 100%. I'd rather let them rest, especially in a week like this where we don't really need all of our weapons, but we need most of our weapons. But the main thing is hoping that Trent Brown gets up to 100%. But I swear, if we go into next week's matchup and Trent Brown stubs his toe and he's out for another 4 weeks, I'm gonna be fucking pissed. And for those Raider fans that are saying that Trent Brown is AB 2.0, chill. No way in hell Trent Brown is nearly as bad as Antonio Brown was. Now, I know it's been frustrating dealing with Trent, but he at least played a couple of games with us. So relax, Raider Nation. I wouldn't go that far. Now, another player that just got activated today, and that was at practice, is safety Lamarcus Joyner. Now, I know we haven't had Lamarcus Joyner for the past couple of weeks. He has been on the COVID list twice already. First time was when he came into close contact with Clelin Ferrell, and the second time was right before the Chiefs game where he surprisingly got added to the COVID list. I know this is huge for the team and huge for this defense to have Lamarcus Joyner back at practice. Now, his status is unclear as of now. I don't know if he's going to be playing in this game or if he's going to be playing in next week's game. We'll find out more as the week comes along. And I know that John Gruden and the Raiders have been trying to get Lamarcus Joyner back on the field because he's a big part of this defense, especially in the secondary. And ever since they've been playing him at safety for a couple of snaps, he's been excelling. And that's why a lot of Raider Nation has been saying, why haven't we been playing him as safety? So hopefully when he does return, he becomes that other safety alongside of Jonathan Abram and even Jeff Heath, who is stepping up so far this season. Hopefully he is ready to play this week against the Jets, but we'll see. And now moving on to Clelin Ferrell. Now, Clelin Ferrell was activated last week before the Falcons game, and a lot of people thought that he was going to return in the game. But he was a healthy scratch right before the game, and a lot of people and a lot of the Raider Nation were wondering why Clelin Ferrell wasn't activated during the game. But Clelin Ferrell was at practice today and is on track to be playing this week against the New York Jets. As we all know, Clelin Ferrell had COVID-19 and he's been dealing with it for the past 2 weeks. We haven't had Clelin Ferrell for the last 2 games, and it showed because Clelin Ferrell is a huge part of this defense and this defensive line. I know that Clelin Ferrell doesn't have a sack this season, but his biggest strength is against the run and putting pressure on the QB. And you see when we had him for that Chiefs game, the first go around, he put a lot of pressure on Patrick Mahomes and he helped guys like Max Crosby get a sack. But not having Clelin Ferrell on the field has definitely affected this team and this defense. These past 2 games against Patrick Mahomes and Matt Ryan, this defensive line couldn't get to the quarterback at all. There was no pressure at all to the quarterback, and you can tell that these 2 quarterbacks took their time carving up our defense. And hopefully Clelin Ferrell can return this week because we're definitely going to need to put some pressure on this Jets team. I don't care if they're 0-10 or 0-11. I don't know what the record is, but I know they're winless this season. We're going to have to put a lot of pressure on their quarterback and get a lot of turnovers, and we need to win this game this week because I swear, if we lose to the Jets, if we're the team that give the Jets their first W this year, I'm going to be fucking pissed. And I definitely don't think the Raiders are going to be a playoff team because these next couple of games are crucial for the team if we want to have any kind of playoff aspirations this season. And we got to start off with the Jets. I know I keep saying this, but it's true. Hopefully we can get these guys back like Lamarcus Joyner and Clelin Ferrell because those are 2 key pieces on our defense. Because if the defense is playing good, then our offense plays good. And if our offense is rolling, then we're scoring points. And when we score a lot of points, we get W's. So hopefully these guys can come back. I wish Trent Brown could come back this week, but it's looking like he's not going to be returning this week. But overall, it's a good sign to see that all of these players are back at practice and that they have been activated off of the COVID list. Now, the crazy thing about all of this is that this is the first time in 2 months that no Raiders player is on the COVID/reserve list. That's kind of crazy, isn't it? But let's talk about Malik Collins. Gruden said today that Malik Collins has been placed on short-term IR, meaning that he'll be out for the next couple of weeks, 3 weeks at least. Now this does kind of suck because Collins coming to the team this offseason was supposed to be that key piece on his defensive line. But he has not lived up to the hype at all this season. He's only had, 12 total tackles and has not really been a presence. He hasn't done anything on his defensive line. In my opinion, I think that Jonathan Hankins has done a better job on his defensive line than Malik Collins has. Now, Gruden did say that Collins had a shoulder problem and has been having a lot of issues as of late. He didn't really get into his injury details at all during the press conference, but as of now, we know that he's been on the short-term IR and he might be out for the next couple of weeks. I honestly don't know what to think about Malik Collins, but I have been really underwhelmed with his performance on the field. He hasn't really stepped up as that top defensive lineman on the team, or even that top interior defensive line that we were all hoping he would be on his team. And I know he's on a 1-year contract, so I don't know what the Raiders are going to do. It's a good thing that he is only on a 1-year contract because if he doesn't live up to expectations for the rest of the season, then we could just cut him right after the season and we'll be okay. But if he is cleared after these 3 weeks, he should come back right before the end of the season. So what do you guys think, Raider Nation? Should the Raiders bring Malik Collins back for another year next year? We'll see. But let me know down in the comments below. All right, Raider Nation, that is all I have for you guys today. I just want to give you guys an update on your latest episode of your Nation News today. So let me know what your thoughts are. What do you guys think about everything that's been corresponding and that's been going on this week? Let me know down in the comments below. If you guys enjoyed this video, smash that like button and hit that subscribe button and that notification icon button just to notify you guys when I upload more videos just like this one. With all that being said, until the next video, this is your boy Simone Raider, and your boy is, yeah.
And you tell them one thing. Just win, baby.